April 26, 2015, from the AT&T Center in San Antonio, Texas. It was Game 4 from the 2015 NBA Playoff Round 1 matchup between the Los Angeles Clippers and the San Antonio Spurs. And early in the first, Kawhi Leonard scored 8 points in the first 4.5 minutes, but by the end of the quarter, it was tied up at 25 between the Clippers and the Spurs. Then in the second, the Spurs hit 4 threes, but it was a 3 by Chris Paul with just over a minute left before halftime that made it 51-45 LA. Tony Parker responded with a layup on the other end to make it a 4-point game at the half with the score 51-47. Then in the third quarter, Tim Duncan scored 6 of the Spurs' first 8 points of the third to make it a 1-point game at 56-55. Blake Griffin came right back with an and one on the other end, and then Redick would hit a long jumper to push the Clippers' lead back to 6 at 61-55. The Spurs kept clawing at the lead and eventually took it away from LA with a pair of free throws from Kawhi Leonard to make it 68-67. The two teams traded the lead for a moment, but then the Clippers wrestled it away from the Spurs, and by the end of the third, it was 81-76 LA. Then in the fourth, it was all Clippers as they jumped out to a double-digit lead and went up by as many as 14 points before a pair of threes from Kawhi Leonard to pull San Antonio to within single digits at 8 points, but that was as close as they would get as the Clippers closed the game out in the end and would end up winning 114-105 to even up the series at 2 games apiece. So the Clippers even up the series with the win in San Antonio as they've split both games in both homes respectively. And in this game, Chris Paul, 34 points, 3 rebounds, 7 assists, 1 steal, and 1 block. Blake Griffin with a double-double, 20 points, 19 rebounds. Just 1 rebound shy of the 2020 game. He had 7 assists, just 3 assists shy of a triple-double for Blake Griffin. He also had a steal as well. Redick, 17 points, 3 rebounds, 1 assist, 2 steals. And off the bench, Austin Rivers, 16 points, 1 assist and a steal. And Jamal Crawford, 15 points, 2 rebounds, and 3 assists for the Clippers. And for the Spurs, Kawhi Leonard had 26 points, 7 rebounds, 5 assists. Tim Duncan with a double-double, 22 points, 14 rebounds, 3 assists, 2 steals, and 3 blocks. Tony Parker, 18 points, 2 rebounds, 1 assist. And off the bench, Patty Mills, 14 points, 3 rebounds, 2 assists. And Boris Diaw, 10 points, 7 rebounds, and 3 assists. And in this game, we saw the Spurs get into the line a lot, but the Clippers just ran away with it really early on in the second quarter there when they got in the lead, and they just kept control. Through the third, it was even, but in the fourth, that's when they really just pushed it to double digits, and once they got out to that double-digit lead, the Spurs really weren't able to close the gap. As neither team was really shooting well from downtown. The Spurs took 25 three-pointers, making just 6 of them for just 24% shooting from three-point land. The Clippers didn't really make too many threes themselves, shooting just 27.8%, but they only took 18. They made 5 of them. But they were shooting really well from the field as they shot 53.6% from the field versus just 44% for the Spurs. So they outshot the Spurs by almost 10%. And that's really how they beat them here in this game on the road. And they even up the series. The final score, Clippers 114, Spurs 105.